Hey everyone, Michelle Ferreira here, Member of Parliament for Peterborough Kawartha on Parliament Hill, and we are having a rally across this country that catapulted actually from one of the witnesses that we met in the summer when we were studying the shocking rise in intimate partner violence, femicides and sexual assaults in this country. And, according to Peel Regional Police, who has a special unit dedicated to IPV or intimate partner violence, a woman is strangled every single day. And we've been studying this in status of women around coercive control and the abuse that is happening. And, these 50% of these offenders, according to Peel Regional Police in this unit, are walking free on bail. And so the violence has escalated tremendously. And so often in intimate partner violence, it does escalate to a deadly result. Some of you may remember the woman who was murdered out front of a Calgary elementary school. She was stabbed. Her two small children were there, and the man who murdered her estranged husband, had violated bail multiple times. And so we're here to rally around change, and I want to introduce you to some incredible survivors. Courtney, I'll bring you around over here. I don't want to put any of your kids on camera. So this is Courtney. Courtney, why'd you come out today?
I came out today to support every victim, being a victim myself of domestic violence.
Yeah. Any messages you want to say to somebody out there that's maybe in a relationship they think is a healthy, because they might not know any different? Anything you want to say?
I want to say stand strong, you're not alone, and reach out for help. There is help out there.
And what laws would you like to see done differently?
Harsher penalties.
Jail, not bail, eh?
Jail, not bail, and common sense laws.
I love that. And if, Dawn, do you want to come on over? This is your sister, Dawn. The other thing I want to tell you, they have their beautiful children here. I'm not going to put their children on, but the real big conversation that we often forget when we're talking about intimate partner violence and domestic violence is the impact on these children and the lifelong trauma that they have to carry when they did nothing wrong. And I really, on the other side of this camera, you can't see them, but there are these sweet, innocent young children who will carry this burden for the rest of their lives. So, Dawn, I want to, I know you guys are sisters, and thank you so much for being so brave. Dawn, you escaped near death.
I did. I was pregnant and beaten, and honestly, I just want to let you know that you guys matter more than they do. Your children matter, and they need you, and this is why you need to get out. This is why you need to recognize the signs. No matter how much you might think that it's a healthy relationship, if they are isolating you, that means it's not healthy at all. That means you need to run. I'm lucky I got out when I did, because some people never do.
It's really true. And the shelter system, sadly, were full, right, when you were trying to get into them?
Yep, all of them were overrun, and it was a shame that, I was told I needed to get out. I had 3 children at the time. I was pregnant, and, I had nowhere to go. I had no friends. I had no family. So, it would be nice to have other victims know that, you're not alone.
You guys are courageous. Thank you for speaking up. I love what you said when you came up to me. You said we have to speak about this so it's not normalized too,
Yes,
right? So
yes, it's too normalized.
It's too normalized. I'm going to introduce you. I don't want to interrupt these guys too much. I'm doing a live Facebook video. I'm sorry. This is Laurel Collins. She's an NDP member of Parliament. She has an incredible bill actually on coercive control that I've had the privilege to speak to. So Laurel, good job on that. And this is Lori. Yep. Lori, what's your last name?
Haggerty.
Haggerty, can you? Okay, well actually we can talk about this lovely woman on your shirt here. What are you doing?
I'm walking across Canada and supporting Canadian mental health and women's shelters across Canada, walking in honor of my sister Patricia Kuzarowski, who was murdered in 2008. Her murder was never prosecuted, and so without being able to save her life or without being able to receive justice, I wanted to do something more positive with everything. She was a teacher and had wanted her body donated to science even in death. That couldn't happen because she was poisoned with mercury. But this is my way of letting her life stand for something more. But it's not just a meaningless statistic.
It's so powerful. If you turn around just for a sec. So it's just walk away, And Lori, one of the things you said to me that just really stuck out, it's the same thing I said to these lovely ladies, you need to meet them, by the way, they're survivors, not normalizing this.
Not normalizing, yeah. I've met so many people who have been victims in the past or are currently being victimized and are in the midst of leaving. And the one thing I hear over and over again is that, I lived with abuse as a kid. And the statistics say that children who are, even if they're not abused, if they live witnessing abuse, are 45% more likely to develop mental health problems. And so
Totally.
by investing in mental health, by investing in our women's shelters, I see those as the two essential things. We already have a cure for ending domestic violence. We just need to get behind it and support it more.
What's the cure?
To support those two charities. If we had better mental health care in this country, it was more accessible, especially for people who can't afford it, it would, in the long run, it would just save us a whole lot of money as a society, because I can tell you in the aftermath of my sister's murder, the toll it took on the mental health of my family and the cost to my family, yeah, it's a lot.
Well, that's one of the things people don't account for when they talk about intimate partner violence, is they think it's just the victim.
Yeah.
But it is the entire victim community. Like when I referred to that story at the beginning of my video, the woman who was killed in Calgary in front of the elementary school, that whole community, those first responders, these first responders and police who are answering these calls and know they can't do anything, or watch these perpetrators get released on bail, they have to go to bed every night. That impacts their family. That impacts the entire community.
It does.
So thank you for what you do. We're so glad you're here. And I just want to say what I love the most in all of this, what I can hear is children's voices and children's laughter, and that is who is hurt the most with domestic violence.
Absolutely.
So let's protect our kids, let's protect our family. JustWalkAway.com. And what was your sister's name?
Patricia Kusarowski. Yeah, I like to tell people the Just Walk Away message is not for the abused. I'm hoping the people who are living with abuse will see my courage and determination to cross this country as a 54-year-old non-athlete recovering from a head injury, and I'm hoping that they'll find their own strength and determination to leave their abuser and seek the support and help that they need. And for their abuser to see the message and know that they too have a choice, that they can just walk away in that moment and get the help they need as well. Because I think if we don't help both sides of the equation, that abuse just continues into the next relationship, unfortunately.
What about these two babies that she's got? How are they today?
Well, they weren't allowed to be part of our life past their third birthday, but we have been in contact with them, and they're doing well. They're doing well.
Thank you. And thank you to your husband who is supporting you to do this. That is
Absolutely.
a healthy
My
relationship,
gosh,
and we
yeah.
need to salute that very, very much. And I also want to say, domestic violence, intimate partner violence does not just happen to women. There are many, many men who are victims of coercive control. And so I also want to say that. Thanks to my colleague, Frank Caputo. Frank Caputo, he's amazing. Frank worked in the corrections facility. He knows how much justice has to change to ensure that victims are protected, right? Yeah. And Anna Roberts is here as well. That's Lori's husband. So Anna, thank you so much for being here. Okay, guys, end violence everywhere.